We're catching up with Frogware here at Gamescom to find out a little bit about the next Sherlock Holmes game, and I believe you're changing things up quite a bit in this one, right?
Not really quite a bit, but I'd say drastically.
Yeah.
Everything that we did before, it's very different. The game is more challenging, it is more sophisticated. We are going to challenge all the wits that you have. We're going to challenge you as a detective. We are going to challenge you as a person with your moral preferences, your decisions that you are going to take in the game.
How can that manifest itself? Can you give an example of just what kind of moral decisions that you're faced with?
You know, sometimes it happens in life that you can justify some actions, some deeds. It's only, there is the law, there is the name of the law that one should follow. But as you are playing Sherlock Holmes, as you are playing this detective, he's known to be he's known to be free into doing what he wants to do. He's able to choose whether he wants to bring the person to justice or whether he wants to save the guy or the girl instead of damning them. So you can do, as you are playing Sherlock, you are able to do that on your own as well.
So what that mean? It's a little bit more open-ended, the game, a little bit more less linear, or?
Well, another different point for the Crimes and Punishments game is that you are not investigating through one story. There are several cases, there are several investigations for you to enjoy. For I'd say like 15 hours probably. And every case that we have, it has different conclusions, possible ones. From every case has 3 to 5 possible conclusions. And there's also the moral choice for you to make. Depending on how good you are as a detective, you are going to end up with this conclusion or this one. We are not going to demonstrate you. We are not going to indicate whether you're right or wrong. It's only your experience and the way that you play the game and the way that the decisions that you are taking or making.
So I guess that makes the choices a little bit more interesting, that it's not a black and white choice exactly, and you're not really aware of what path you're going down.
Exactly. There's no black and white in the game. There's no black and white in our life, right? And this is the game that, due to your investigations, you are going to find out some information that's probably not really relevant to the case itself, but there's some information that can justify or explain the reasons behind the murders or behind some other awful things that are going to happen here. And then it's up to you to decide how you want to use this information, what you want to do with information that you obtained due to your investigations with Sherlock Holmes.
So obviously Sherlock Holmes, larger-than-life character, and we all know him. So what kind of stance do you take on? I suppose you want to keep the character close to who he is, but in terms of the cases and the settings and so forth, it's not based on any literature or anything like that, is it?
Well, in Crimes and Punishments, so actually there are 7 cases for you to investigate. And 2 of them are based on the canonical novelettes written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
But then we know what's going to happen, or is there a twist? Or?
That's right. You know what's going to happen. There is the case of The Adventure of Black Peter. You can go read a book and you know who's the one. But in order to conclude, to come to this right conclusion, you need to investigate during the game. And again, it's going to, even if you know who's the one, there's still, you need to make your way through the investigation and to find the reasons to accuse the person.
Maybe that offers an interesting an interesting way of playing a game as well, because as a developer you know that the players may already know who's done it and the story, so you can take them on a little bit of a twist and turny road there.
Well, I believe it's one of the strongest points of Crimes and Punishments, because we are not going to drive the player through the game, indicating what he should do or what he shouldn't do. I mean, if you start the interrogation of the suspect, you need the clues, you need this information already to be collected. If you do not have that information, you are not really able to make the real interrogation. You're still able to ask the questions, but it's not going to lead you to the conclusions or to reasons, to the grounds or subjects for discussions. But we are not going to indicate what exactly, at what exact specific moments you should do inside of the game. It's your game, it's your experience, you enjoy it, and you play the game the way that you prefer to play it.
Now for the nitty-grits, the details. Where's that in development? When's it coming out, and what platforms?
So we started the development pretty some time already ago, and currently we aim to release the game for PC, for Xbox 360 and for PS3. We're also considering the next gen, and currently we aim for the 3 platforms. We aim for Q1 2014.
Right, so not that long to wait. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you guys for coming.
Sticks and stones may fail.